Good morning, future self. Air quality is down to 171, which is still unhealthy, but at least it's much better than yesterday's, I don't know, I think we got up to 290 or something yesterday. These are our garage vents that have been taped over to prevent air from coming into the garage, but it still leaks in a little bit, so I have to wear a mask when you're in here. I'm just gonna turn the internet on, and then I have a day of writing to do. Woo! I'm working on this paper called We Are Collage, Data, Instagram, and the Future of AI. And I'm just sort of working on a history section right here. Modernists rejected the Enlightenment certainty and religious fervor. Postmodernists cast off modernism's objectivity and universality, and today, in a period critical theorist Mikhail Einstein might have called the transist era, we are sloughing off modernism's irony and anything goes attitude. Hey Cortana, record a video. Okay. The registration looks pretty good. Well, I don't know, the purple down here is not as good as I would like. Let's get a little closer and see what it feels like. Oh, interesting. The text on the little title cards does not come through. But the layering is pretty effective. Wonder if the video will capture sort of the text on the title cards independent of the copied ones. So let's go over here and get a little. Oh, I guess I should have closed my source window before I started doing this. Oh well. That's why this is an example video. Example? Test? Whatever. I really love the tiles. Let's see, let's go over here. So this is probably my favorite corner. The way the pink jumps from the wall, the physical one on the wall, to this first layer here, onto the second layer. And then even this jump here from the purple physical, first copy, second copy, all of that registration looks really close. And it's close enough that it's really satisfying. The off parts are pretty satisfying. It's just this part at the bottom that I don't like so much. And this jump is pretty big, so first, let's just get a little closer. And obviously the closer we get, the less the registration is going to get good. Okay. And now I'm going to try all of this again, but with more layers of photos. Hey Cortana, record a video. Okay, so I added a few more layers, which means I have to get back really far to see everything. There are a few corners where you can still see physical material. This one is the most uncovered. Oh, there's a bunch of other windows. Ignore all of that. So I do like this corner here where the cutting mats and the sort of large format paper storage is. So the registrations get much worse as you go out, but there does in the photographs also reveal sort of the panels, the copy panels are in the layered copies, which is great. That's what I was going for. So you get the disjointment of the layer both in between copies and within a copy. Let's see as we get closer. The right in front of us will have a fade out, I guess you would call that, a cutout, so we can look behind it. And at this distance, we can't really see the big picture. We're only getting glimpses of fragments, glimpses of copies, or I guess glimpses and fragments is the same word. We're getting glimpses / fragments of copies and panels and layers. You can see how many there are if we lean all the way back here. Success! Well, I hadn't tried that before, sort of looking at it from the back. Hold on, let me remove. There we go. Now we get a cleaner view of what he's doing. This is, of course, what we're working with just in the physical worlds. And, of course, the Hololens, which still has paint on it and never got that off. And the microphone died at the same time. Woo! Same time. So yeah, now we just have a phone. But they look real good together. This is my new one. It doesn't have a title yet. Hello. Blue, 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 blue. Bloom, 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 bloom. Yeah, it's real good. So I'm gonna experiment with that more. I really like the copies. I might try printing some of them. I don't know. I don't have a very good color printer, so I don't know how that would work, but we could try it. But then you couldn't walk through them. I don't know. Pooch. This Pooch wants a dinner? Yeah, you want dinners? Okay, let's go get dinner. Yes. Ready? Okay. Dinner time for Poochies. Dinner time for Poochies. Involves going in the garage and turning on the lights so the cameras can see things. And then going in here to the Pooch dinner location. Woo! Pooch dinner. It's dinner time. It's dinner time. It's dinner time for Pooches. It's dinner time. Everybody's most exciting time of the day is when you get the food. Okay, get it. Yeah. It's very exciting. Professor Chef.
No.
Do you have anything to say to the future about what you are cooking?
Yet another batch of refried beans.
One of our favorite foods. So far we have soaked the beans overnight. We have, which I did all by myself.
I guess.
And then rinsed them. And then what happens? Drawer.
I feel like you've recorded this on video numerous times.
Yeah, but I don't care because I don't remember, so.
But is that gonna go in a video?
But it's for me to remember, so.
A jillion times. Right, but it's already been captured, so you have to remember it more than
But
once.
this iteration hasn't been.
Alright.
Fundamental disagreement about what should be in Amnesia Diaries. I think that anything happens is something that I get to remember, and it's not like a recipe where you record it once and then it's the refried bean recipe. It isn't the meaning. The meaning of Amnesia Diaries is like, remember how you had this life with this human that you like? This human right here? This.
So once again, you put it in a pot. You cover the beans with water about an inch or so, 2 inches of water. Whole cloves, thyme. Just because we're sticking butter is a little bit large, so I did like to stick in half. Pepper.
Must have one master chef make it for you, because otherwise it doesn't count as food.
A couple of schools of thought.
No one can hear when you bang, so.
A couple of schools of thought. That's what she said. A couple of schools of thought on salt.
Oh yeah, this is very controversial. Salt, fat, acid, heat author lady says that you should salt beans when they're cooking in the water, but most people don't do that because that makes them harder to cook. Is that the thing?
I mean, I feel like I've experienced that directly. She's saying it's a myth. Other people are saying it's a myth. I was going to add the salt this time, but I've done this recipe by seasoning it with the salt after so many times, and it always comes out delicious. It doesn't taste any less flavorful.
You know what we should do?
So I just decided this one time around, since I want to eat these beans and not have them ruined and go out.
Yeah, we're not going outside. The air quality is still nasty.
I just did them the way that has worked for me, but I would like to experiment at some point.
Yeah, we should do like a pot, side-by-side pot comparison. Salt versus no salt at the beginning of the boiling process.
But yeah, so then it just simmers for an hour and a half. Stir every half an hour.
What? How long has it been in there now?
Covered and then uncovered for another 20 minutes or so. You cook it with a cup of either white wine or broth. Didn't have any broth, so I used white wine. Again, the recipe's kind of large, so I used 2 cups. And then you saute some onions and some amount of cloves. I think the recipe is 4, whatever. Some garlic. Fry that up for a minute after this cooks for 9 to 10 minutes.
Eye contact.
And then the beans go in there. There's no eyes here. So.
I know it should be easier for you to make eye contact.
Yeah, but they're back there. I can feel it.
You can feel it.
Looking at me.
M's in there watching us. Future
Look
M.
at me.
Don't look at me, future M. Don't look at me. Look, his pooch. Well, that was creepy. That was some creepy pooch action. So how long until we get to eat?
So then, once this finishes, then this goes in there and you mash it.
Mash.
It usually takes between 10 and 20 minutes to like soften up and get it fully refried in the skillet. So, I don't know, like 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh, 20 to 30 minutes later. Wow.